Our next act is probably the closest we've ever had anybody come. Normally artists come from all over the country. This next act has come all the way from Wallingford. Here he is to dazzle you, Master Payne.
Good evening. Is this Fremont still? I can't remember. The lines of demarcation are so odd, but nonetheless, I am Master Payne, and I'm glad, thrilled, excited to be making my debut appearance there at the legendary Moisture Fest in honor of this most special. All right, go ahead, applaud. In honor of this most auspicious occasion, I've brought something rather special: the vanishing elephant. A trick that worked remarkably well in rehearsal. You should have seen it. I mean, it just wasn't there. Unfortunately, it was the only elephant we had. And until we can locate another one or figure out exactly where the first one went, we'll have to settle for something a little less spectacular. It's a card trick. And to avoid any disappointment at the conclusion of my performance, I'll explain precisely what's going to happen. I'm going to have a card selected, shown around to the audience, returned to the deck. I will then unveil my prediction, revealing the identity of the previously selected card. I will receive the standing ovation I so rightly deserve. And we can continue on with our lives. Now, since this is a little bit larger room than I'm used to playing, we'll use a little bit larger deck than I'm used to using. Other than the size, though, it is a perfectly normal pack of cards, with each card being completely different. That's so you can tell one from the other. Now, I need a volunteer from our audience. You, sir, look like a volunteer. Would you please... I'm sorry, I didn't mean to wake you up. I'm sorry. Just stand right here. You don't have to actually come on stage. Your name, sir?
Mark.
Nice to meet you, Mark. What I would like you to do, Mark, is just to touch the back of any card. Just any one at all. Just touch it. It's not a hard choice. The top one? No. Just that one. The bottom one.
Not the bottom.
Not the bottom. Almost the bottom. Are you happy with that choice?
Yes.
Are you a happy person in general?
Yes.
Very good. All right. I'm going to show you that card, Mark, and I'm going to show it to the audience. And that you can now return to your seat, Mark. Give him a round of applause. I will now show that I knew that Mark was going to be here tonight and select a card by unveiling my prediction. Prepare for that standing ovation. Are you ready for this? Mark, is that your card? Oh, not here, too. I thought being this close to Fremont, you'd be impervious to the popular culture, but I'm afraid it's permeated here as well. I used to kill with this trick, really I did. And then this book came out and clouded the collective consciousness. The DaVinci Code, who here's read it? Or worse yet, seen the movie? I thought as much. You are therefore now cognizant of the fact that Mr. Brown asserts that Da Vinci, the creator of this fresco, was the member of a secret society known as the Priory of Sion, a clandestine organization whose chief purpose was the protection and promulgation of the Sang Graal, the purported bloodline of Christ. Mr. Brown asserts that Da Vinci hid many symbolic clues in many of his works of art attesting to this fact. It is important to understand, ladies and gentlemen, that this book is a work of fiction. However, like much fiction, it's loosely based on truth. Da Vinci was indeed a member of a secret society, but it was not the Priory of Sion. No, it was the Milan Magic Circle. For you see, Da Vinci was an amateur conjurer and thus incredibly fond of card tricks. And this is what is hidden in many of his works of art, not evidence of descendants of some deity, but the identity of a single playing card. A playing card chosen not but a moment ago by Mark. my proof. You will clearly note, illustrated in the picture, 13 separate individuals. Many people assume these to be the 12 apostles and Christ. However, the Bible is vague on exactly how many apostles there were at any given time. There are, however, 13 values in a suit of playing cards. Coincidence? I think not. Especially when you note that DaVinci has placed these figures into 4 distinct groupings. One for each suit in a deck of cards. Now, before I continue onward, it is important to know that DaVinci would have been familiar with the Italian Spanish suited deck, which had staffs, which became our clubs, cups, which became our hearts, swords, which became our spades, and coins, which became our diamonds. All of these suits are represented in this painting, but only one in a strange and anomalous fashion. It is this curiously represented suit that will be the suit of Mark's card. First, cups. There are 13 of them in the picture, not an anomaly. This, after all, is a feast. You have to drink your wine out of something. You can't pass that Boda bag around from person to person. It's unhygienic. So we expect cups to be there. Cups are indeed there. Therefore, Mark, your card was not a heart, correct? I'm talking to Mark. Now, also on the table, note bread. Again, not an anomaly. This is a Seder feast where bread plays a very important role. Bread is also known as the staff of life. Therefore, your card was not a club, correct? Someone say correct, Mark is mute. Very good. Now, if we study the picture carefully, for hours and hours, you will not see a single coin visible anywhere in the picture, which only leads one to wonder, who's paying for this? However, in the hand of this apostle, believed to be Judas Iscariot, is a pouch, heavy, laden with what we know to believe, through tradition, 30 pieces of silver. Therefore, coins are represented, and again, not in an anomalous fashion. Therefore, your card was not a diamond, right? Excellent. Which leaves only one last suit, a suit very curiously represented here, in a hand, a disembodied hand, which due to its positioning can belong to no one in this group, let alone anyone over here. And in this hand is held a very curious item. A knife, a sword, a spada. Therefore, sir, your card was a spade. Yes? Yes. Excellent. And now for the identity. Many people assume it must be a king because Christ, King of Kings, King of the Jews, is displayed so prominently in the center of the picture, but that's far too obvious. Your card was not a king. But the secret is very close. Some people believe it here with John, the youngest apostle, at least until this book came out. And now many people believe this to be Mary Magdalene, the bride of Christ, making your card a queen. But that's wrong, because that isn't Mary Magdalene. He's making it up. But the secret lies between Christ and the apostle formerly known as John in a very strange geometrical figure in the form of the letter V, which Mr. Brown asserts represents the feminine. But as we all know, symbols change meaning throughout time. To many of us here, or our parents, this is Peace Man. To their parents, it was V for victory. But in Christ's time, this was a Roman ordering 5 beers. DaVinci knew this, which is why he placed a very large geometrical figure for the Roman numeral 5 smack dab in the middle of the painting. 5 spade. Your card, sir, was the 5 of spades, correct? A card you will see from this point forward every time you see this picture. And because I have taught you how to unlock the hidden symbology in DaVinci's work, you will see this card, his favorite card, the 5 of spades, in paintings where you have never seen it before.
Amazing. Master Payne, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Wallingford.